Whoops. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Did you like my countdown? I should have set that going quite a lot sooner, actually. Seeing as it was technically supposed to start at 2 o'clock. YouTube's warning me that the stream's bitrate is lower than recommended. So I don't know, how do I sound and look? If it's okay, I'll just carry on. Otherwise, I'll try turning it up. But I don't know if I can do it whilst the stream's going, you see. Alright, I'm just going to carry on going. Let me know if it's a bit too quiet or if there are any problems. I'll probably take me a few minutes to notice. There's a lot of viewers. This is the most I've ever had. I've been doing Beetle Uprising streams for a while, and we get a nice little group. But I think the most I've had on at the same time is around 8. So this is really quite cool. And I've never done a dev stream before, so I don't know how this is going to work. I know John does them a lot, and he's very used to it now. The other thing is, right, I've set this to record my screen, so hopefully anything that comes up, like the editor and everything, you'll be able to see everything and all the drop downs. It's probably not the most sensible way to do things, but I don't think anything should come up that is worried about any passwords or things, but I think it should be fine. Oh well, if I make a mess of it, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, the demo, yeah, I need to talk about that. Let's get the engine started up. So Dan, I should call him Dan P, because we've got 2 Dans now, is got us a digital booth at Gamescom in some indie section, which is really exciting. And I think in order to apply, we had to sort of show off something special for Gamescom, make a bit of an effort. And as we are sort of getting close to the Fire Ant release, we thought we'll do an update of the demo. I imagine a lot of you that have played Empires of the Undergrowth know there's a free demo, and we update that every so often. And it's due an update because at the moment it's using an earlier version of Unreal Engine. And what this means is that some people play the demo and it runs fine, and they think the full game will run fine, but they actually have a compatibility problem. So we want to get the demo up to date, and we also want to show off Fire Ants in the demo. So we want a little demo level that demonstrates Fire Ants. And particularly I wanted to show off the bridges, because that's a new big mechanic that we've got coming up. So I've made some plans of what a little demo will look like. First thing to note is that the graphics, we're going to be using the jungle, the Amazon jungle textures, because the swamp ones aren't ready yet. But as the Fire Ants do come from there, anyway, it's not a big issue. And then when the Gamescom will be an exclusive demo, but then what we'll do is we'll just repaint it, and then that will be available to everybody. So this will be playable at Gamescom and then afterwards. Okay, it's so difficult to keep up with the chat. Is there anything I'm supposed to be reading, or are you all just talking to each other? fire ants to go with the fire music. Yeah, we'll put the demo in the full game. It'd be silly not to, wouldn't it? Right, that's another thing I've got to be careful of, like, because there's some things that are in the content browser down here that that could just appear that haven't been announced yet. But I suppose it's a risk we'll have to take. So let's have a look. Liam test level. This is where I put all my mess. And I started this here, Fire Ant demo. I haven't done anything yet. This is a level we were using for a long time to test. You can see it's just sort of like a test arena. I'm just going to start with this and paste it all out and start again. So, you know what? Maybe to start off with, let's have a look. Get Paint open. I'm not going to do another countdown, don't worry. I'll just do a little plan, right? So what I was thinking, we've got these fire ant bridges where the ants will build a bridge over water. And I was thinking of having sort of an island here, and then, say, 3 other islands. And creatures can spawn on these islands. And then even smaller islands next to those islands. Right, so this will all be, oh, that's a circle. This will all be water, right? And then we'll have the option to build fire ant bridges in chains to these islands. Okay, and there'll also be ramps. So I'll put some ramps here. The ramps go into the water. And then say some ramps here. And then when the water goes down, the creatures that are on these 3 islands, because they'll spawn, the creatures will spawn on these islands, they'll be able to run and attack you. So this will be similar to if you've played the demo level with the leaf cutter ants. You get lots of I think spiny devils, isn't it, appearing around the outside. And they build up and then they all attack when they've got a critical mass. So this will be quite similar, only they'll all attack when the water level drops, and they can all walk up to your base. Otherwise, they're just stranded on these islands. And the objective will be you'll be the fire ants, and you'll be able to make a bridge and sort of selectively choose what to attack before they can get to you. So you'll try and thin the numbers of the big, massive attack that comes at the end. And then for these little islands, we'll put some good bonuses, some food. So like we might set it up so that loads of food spawns here, but this is, you know, a really easy to defeat enemy, and these 2 are really bad, and you really want to thin these out, but maybe you want to get the food, so we'll introduce some tactics that way. And then the objective, because we are demonstrating fire ant bridges, that's the big thing, we'll have some landmass here, and we'll say that the objective is that everything over here is too wet, the fire ants have had enough, and they're going to make a really long bridge over there. And when you get over there, you've won. Now, I don't know, this will be a little bit difficult to balance, but it'll be a matter of balancing with how much land we place down. So it's sort of like you win when you reached a certain population, but just for a bit of fun, you have to use that population to make a giant bridge. So I think it's a nice little idea for a demo. I don't know how far we'll get today. We've got 3 hours, so we should get somewhere. But I tend to get stuck on tiny details. Just a warning. But let's start by building this, shall we? Just geographically. So. You know, I think this might have been the old. Actually, I don't know what. Can you tell what level that is from the terrain on the outside? I think that's 2-2. There's just so many old things here. Okay. It's been a while since I've set up bridges or anything. What we should do is just delete everything. I think we'll delete everything, and then. And smooth it all out. We'll keep this water volume. This is useful. There'll be some controls for that. So let's get rid of these ramps. Oops. Just do them one at a time. Now we've got some fire ant bridges set up. You can see them set up here. So I'm going to get rid of those. Hopefully it doesn't crash whilst I'm deleting stuff. Okay. Don't want that. Oops. And we've got a load of actors that we don't need. It's been used for all sorts of silly things. You know what? This is probably the worst level to choose to, yeah. Yes. Actually, you know what? There'll be something that will be useful to keep. As a function somewhere, change water volume. Water volume. Okay. I got a tick somewhere. You know what? It's all just mess, isn't it? It's just mess. Where's the tick? It's there. What's this? Wow, okay. You know what? We'll keep that. Keep that because I've set this up. Tile grid. We don't need this. We don't need this. It's just a little, it's just some mess here that was good for debugging the water movement, and because I haven't actually messed with it for a long time, I'd like to keep that. And then I think there should be some buttons that it's this one here, water level loop. Let's keep that as well. Right. And then I think everything else is just mess. We'll just delete the rest. We don't need any of that. It's all just for old tests. Okay. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Or that. I think we need the random number. Oops. Water level loop. We've got that. Water counter is. I don't know what that is. Let's get rid of that. Going down, we need that. Temp order not. Special ant, don't need it. Okay. Hopefully we can move the water up and down still. Put these, let's dock these in. Okay. Right. You know, we still don't have a nice, just like a template level that we just start with. And it's a swarm. Get rid of all these, don't need them. Right, I think that's pretty much everything. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it before I check if it works. It's the right way around to do things. And now I'm just going to play and see if it doesn't crash. It crashed. Oh, there's a fire ant bridge somewhere that I didn't delete. Ha ha ha. See, it's a good job I saved it. Come on, initialize. That's 73% is always very difficult. There we go. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Current demo. Okay, where's this bridgehead that I forgot about? There isn't one. Oh, you know what? I haven't. I bet it was because I didn't rebuild paths. I'm always telling everybody to rebuild paths, and I leave them on. I leave it undone. Okay. Okay. Is that fixed it? Yes, it's fine. Okay, that worked. Right, so we have a working thing. Let's now make sure that we don't have a nut there. Alright, I just want to use these controls that we left in the level code here on the level blueprint to see if we can bring the water level up and down, because we're going to be doing that. So I'm just going to put it on a key. And this should rotate the water level. Rotate, it should increase it and then go back to 0 if you press it too many times. Alright, so look on the surface, left bracket, okay, that's working. Up it goes, left bracket. That's not supposed to happen. And then everything's covered. And now back to the bottom. What's going on in the chat? You want the editor? Yeah, it's not really set up for other people to use. We didn't really think about level editing from the beginning, so it'd be a nightmare. We'd have to share the entire project as it stands. There are ways of setting it up, but it's not a priority at the moment. The priority is to get the update out. Maybe one day there'll be an option to edit it. I wouldn't want to use this thing as a player. I'd be complaining about it. Why is... Oh, there's some holes here. Okay, that's fine. That's all fine. Okay, so we can make the water go up and down, and it doesn't crash. So now let's work on making this. All right, it's going to have to be quite a wide map to have making this bridge the final objective. Okay. All right, let's go to the tile grid and set up new dimensions. It's been a while since I've done this. How do we stretch it? Does anyone know how we stretch? Oh, okay, tile generation. Okay. Right now, I think if I change this, I don't have to turn off some okay, so I think I've got to untick this. Yeah. And now I'm going to want, this is a very small map, so we're going to want a nice big map. And it's going to have to be quite long. with 150. See how that feels. You're never going to be able to build a bridge that long, are you? So that should do it. That should do it. Make it a bit shorter. There's no need to be excessive. Having said that, it'd be nice to have a bit of space over here. Yeah, no, I'll go back to 150. That's a good starting point. And then we are going to need enough depth for 3 islands there, or width, depending on which way you're looking at it. All right. Do you think that's enough? That looks pretty good to me. We can always adjust it a little bit later, as long as we don't paint it. Okay, so now I need to turn on that generate procedural mesh. We've got these things here. Is that? What's this? Generate skirt mesh. Should I even be clicking that? Was that a terrible mistake? No, it's drawn some boxes. Look at this nav mesh bound. You know what? We don't use that, but I deleted it the other day, and the level wouldn't run. So let's not do that. There's a huge box here. I don't know what it is. Let's not worry about it. Okay, I think these walls here. I think I put those in. I think they're just to do with paths. Yeah. Ooh. But they're still not right. Oh, is this? Ah, right. This is just a big blob of land that goes around everything. I've never seen anything so strange. You know what? Can I turn that off? Wish I hadn't clicked that now. Hey! Yeah. I don't want a skirt. There we go. Right. I want this water to expand over the whole area. Does it need to be scale X, scale Y? Oh, it's much bigger than 100 by 100, so that's, well, that says graphical. What are the dimensions of this? It must be in here. Yeah, fine. All right, we'll do it that way. See if I care. There we go. And I'll just shift it down below for now, and then we'll get our painting tools out. Psh, nice. Oh, missed a bit. There we go. Right, so we're just going to start on some. We'll choose a height that's going to be the baseline. Just got to be bigger than 0. So I'll go with 2. There is a funny tool actually I can use for this. Spill raise. I'll just have to churn. Very inefficient for the computer, but very efficient for my finger. One more. Everything should be at height 2 now. Okay, that's good. I'll rub this out manually. A bit smaller. The bigger the brush is, the more it hangs whilst it's painting. So let's get rid of these. Right. Okay. I can't tell that it's the demo level anymore. Or the test level, rather. Okay. I'll leave that for now. Right, okay, we've got a nice blank canvas to work with. Let's... should make it so that they need to kill something on the other beach. Ah, right, so they have to build the big bridge over there and then defeat the king of the land. Okay. I like that. But what creature? What are they going to face off against? And also, how high does this hill have to be? It only needs to be. I don't want this map to have a lot of depth. I only want the water to move between two places. So. Oh, we can make it really deep here. So let's move everything up to height 3. Oh, autosave. It has saved me once. Autosave has. I managed to corrupt a level somehow. It was the harvest before Leaf Cutter expansion came out. It was almost a day of work. It was terrifying. It's the only time it's happened. Okay, so no, I don't want to. I said I won't overdo the depth. So let's give. Oh, well, let's sort of plan out where the play is going to go. About here. Okay. Right, so I'll stick this there. I'll save anyway, because autosave is a bit annoying you have to grab the file. I hope I didn't confuse that by saving whilst it was trying to punch a hole in the ground. Let's just wiggle that. Oh, no, it's fine. I'll fill that hole in and then I'll save it again because I don't like leaving these open. It's confused. Fill it in. Yes, like that. Come on. It's getting there. There we go. Okay, I'll just save that again. Sorry about this. I'm paranoid. Put a goldfish to eat ants. Okay, yeah, I'll just put a goldfish. There is a fish, and there isn't one that can eat ants. We've got a dead sardine. Okay, right. So I said there'd be 3 islands. So what I want to do is I'm going to make this kind of all fairly high up. Be 3 islands and they'll be joined. The ground might go down a bit behind. And then the player will have, I mean that's going to have to be joined as well. And then the player's island a bit bigger. Don't want to bring it any further this way really. And then we'll make you know what, I'll move them around a bit more because we do have some, we've got some space. You know what, instead of putting ourselves completely central, I'll use the space to the north and then sort of scooch everything round a bit. Okay. So we'll have a blob round here, a blob round here, and a blob down here. Okay, the 3 blobs, and then the promised land over here. Let's bring this up a little bit. And then each of these are going to have their own mini satellite islands. Right. Now we can make. I think they should all be. It should be all about the same distance of bridge. Maybe one of them's a bit easier to start with, but they should be fairly short bridges. And then each of these are going to have their own, mini island. So I'll put one here, and I'll pop one here, and we'll have one there. Okay. Bring this out a bit. So my laptop monitoring the stream's just gone asleep, so I can't see what anyone's saying anymore. There we go. Okay. Don't want those going right to the edge. We'll surround it with water anyway, so it won't matter much. Make this brush a bit smaller now. Okay. The player will go about there. I could put the player on a hill, like a little bit higher up. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's necessary. So do these islands all look big enough? They're big enough for things to spawn in some battles, aren't they? Bridge there, bridge there. Yeah, they'll be alright. Now, when things attack the player, they're going to come down and go up, down and go up, down and go up. Should we have 3 entrances to the player's island, 2 or 1? Should we have like, should we set it up so that all of them come in independently and attack from multiple angles, or they all join up together? Another thing is we can make creatures on the different islands enemies of each other, and then that's a little bit more like a puzzle game, because then you're deciding how well you'll fare if they all fight each other. Might be a little bit too complicated for the demo though, if someone's coming across the game for the first time. So let's have the enemies as allies, and then it doesn't really matter how we set up these ramps, does it? I feel like I'd like them to have 1 each. Oh, we've got a vote on 2 by Fat Frog. Three in their enemies. Do you introduce this to the player as well? It doesn't overrun the player. You can decide which ramp to define. Ah, I like that. Yeah, that's good. But then the problem with that is, because the islands are static, 2 islands will always go up the same ramp. So you'll always have a big army coming in and a small army coming in. It's another thing to think about. It's not necessarily bad, is it? All right. So shall we have the group ramp here and then an individual ramp here? Or an individual ramp here and a group ramp here? Yeah, there and there, I think. Okay, so let's grab ourselves a ramp. The large ramp. And we're gonna it's gonna feed from these 2. Okay, so let's give it a nice surface to attach to. No, I need to do 250 or it doesn't hit the base of the. There we go. In you pop. And then, yeah, I'll have 1 over here. Let's have it a little bit of a different angle. Let's set it up like. Little dimple in the way. There it goes. Put it across to there. Okay. You know what? We've got a bit of space here. I might play with the terrain a little bit here. Have it sticking out. And then of course we're going to want stuff sticking out here anyway, so we can make bridges. Alright, so these 2 bridge points can sort of come out from here and here. Make sure they're nice and close. And then we'll have a bridge point here. We've got to decide where these ones come out. What's going on in the chat? Did I show something that I shouldn't have done? Oh. It's just people guessing. Just people guessing. I can't give anything away. Six-spotted fishing spider. That's been in a screenshot Saturday. Why? You didn't see that here. You know, I'm gonna have these facing. One facing outwards, and I mean, it doesn't really matter where they face because they'll, like, the creatures will path around, and these could even have a couple of exits if they spread out. That'd work around there somewhere. Need to make sure this one's on the north side up here. And this one can actually be here. It'll make its way around like that, and these will just go and then like that. Okay. Make this the right shape. Like that. I think it would just knock that tile out. Maybe add another one there. Is that right? No, it's not. Not quite. It will auto adjust if only a couple of the tiles are wrong, but I get a little bit obsessive about it. I like it to plug in just right. There we go. What are we discussing? Mike says we've got a fun creature to show off this weekend. So I definitely don't want that one to pop up in the content browser. I've managed to go offline, but I think only on my laptop. I hope. I'm going to assume you're all still here. If I put... What's going on here?